Lesson 10. Daniel chapters 7 and 8, 2300 evenings and mornings. The third beast, a leopard, from Greece. From 331 BC to 168 BC, in chapter 7 verse 6. After the bear that was leaning to one side, the third beast was a leopard. It had 4 heads and 4 wings of a bird. Alexander, who emerged from the humanistic Macedonia of the West, attacked Persia and conquered it in 331 BC. After 4 years, and his conquest of India in 324 was an achievement after 12 years. After Alexander's death in 323, the empire was divided into 4 countries, each with its own Hellenistic culture. It is a new culture, formed by the fusion of Eastern theocentrism and Western humanism. After 22 years of war following Alexander's death, the 4 kingdoms that were divided among 4 generals, starting from the Battle of Ipsus in 301 BC, are as follows: Cassander, Macedonia and Greece, Lysimachus, most of Thrace and Asia Minor, Seleucus, most of Persia, parts of Asia Minor and Syria, Mesopotamia, and the eastern regions, Ptolemy, Egypt, Palestine, and parts of Syria. The fourth beast, the monster, Rome, from 168 BC to AD 476, chapters 7 verse 7, 17, 19, and 23. The fourth beast is terrifying and astonishing, exceedingly strong. It has iron teeth and claws of bronze. It tramples and crushes the world, and is represented as a fearsome beast. In a city in Italy, they conquered Italy and, in the 2nd century BC, conquered the Mediterranean world of Europe and North Africa, extending their control to Mesopotamia, Palestine, and Egypt. They sold people from other regions as slaves and made the rest do menial labor. They crucified Jesus, persecuted God's people and the apostles, and committed mass killings. This country was divided into 2. The Western Roman Empire fell in AD 476 to the Germanic tribe of the Heruli. The Eastern Roman Empire was divided into the East and West, after Emperor Constantine moved the capital to Constantinople in AD 330, and Emperor Theodosius of Rome died in 395. The Eastern Roman Empire fell to the Ottoman Empire in 1453. The 10 countries of Europe that emerged after the division of the Western Roman Empire, from AD 476 until the Second Coming, as mentioned in chapters 7, verses 7, 17, 19, and 23. When the Roman emperor declared religious freedom in 313, Christianity becomes secularized through quantitative revival. Due to state privileges, the Germanic tribes invaded Rome from 351 to 476 AD for 125 years, causing the territory to split into 10 parts, which became present-day Europe. When the 4 winds of heaven gather over the Great Sea, the beasts that come out of the sea are the little horn with eyes and a mouth, rooted in the small horn. For 1,260 days, the little horn distorted the Bible and the heavenly sanctuary, and from the strong horn with eyes and a mouth that arose among the 10 horns of the 4th beast, 3 other horns fell before it, as stated in verses 78, 20, 21, and 24 to 26. This horn has eyes like a man's and a mouth that speaks great things. And it will seek to change times and laws. And it will oppose the saints of the Most High. The saints will be given into its hand for a time, times, and half a time, completing the biblical period and laws and the heavenly sanctuary, distorting them with the authority of theology, and persecuting the saints to death from 538 to 1798 for 1260 years. At the peak of the 1,260 days, the Bible will be maintained until the time, defined by the authority of theology, that all religions claim, which determines life and death. The Catholic Church and the Reformed Church interpreted parts of the Bible as if they were the whole. The theological disputes claimed by denominations have led to a spiritually confused era. In the symbolic interpretation of prophecy, Revelation 17:15 states that the sea and waters represent peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The Son of Man is Jesus, and the 4 beasts represent 4 kingdoms, while the 10 horns and the little horn symbolize the power and authority of kings and nations. Numbers 14:34 and Ezekiel chapters 45-6 indicate that one day associated with prophecy is interpreted as 1 year in history. After 2,300 evenings and mornings, the remaining descendants of the Bible, in Daniel 718, 22, and 27, expressed in condensed language the obedience and resurrection of Jesus, who ascended to heaven, and the unfolding of prophecy, and the gospel in the heavenly sanctuary, the fulfillment of the prophecy of 1,260 days, led to the Bible being translated into various languages and distributed. When the Bible is understood through the wisdom of the Holy Spirit, some of Daniel's prophecies are revealed, leading to the rise of the prophetic evangelism movement. After 2,300 evenings and mornings, the book of Revelation will be opened by the remaining descendants of the open Bible. They proclaim the eternal gospel and the message of judgment to the hearts of humanity. Those who believe and choose with free will have their entire being restored to the glory of creation and sanctified. They will welcome the living Jesus who is coming again. The little horn is judged by God and Jesus, as described in the ministry of the heavenly sanctuary. From chapter 7, verses 9-12, where the throne is set up, and the one who has been there since ancient times sits down, with thousands ministering to him, and myriads standing before him, and the books are opened for judgment. The beast was slain, and its body was thrown into the burning fire. While all the remaining beasts had their power taken away, yet their lives were preserved until the appointed time arrives. The authority of theology claimed by all religions also dies, and only life exists, waiting for the appointed time. Revelation chapters 111-10, the 39 books of the Old Testament, were completed at the Council of Jamnia in AD 90, and the 27 books of the New Testament were finalized at the Council of Carthage in 397, beginning the proclamation of the 66 books of the canon to the world. For 1,260 years, the Gentiles will trample the holy city. At the same time, I was given the authority to prophesy in the wilderness, dressed in sackcloth. If you distort the Bible into the theology of religion and oppose it, you will be consumed by fire and killed. By the authority of the Bible, it does not rain, and the water turns into blood, striking the land with various plagues. When the Bible completes its testimony in the wilderness, it is killed by the beast that rises from the abyss. The people, tribes, languages, and nations saw the corpse for 3.5 years, and were unable to bury it, thinking that the Bible, taught by the apostate clergy, was tormenting the people. They rejoiced and celebrated his death, sharing gifts with one another. In verses 13 and 14 of chapter 7, after 2,300 evenings and mornings, Jesus will finish his intercessory work in the heavenly sanctuary, and go to the most holy place where God is. He gave authority, glory, and a kingdom to Jesus, and made all peoples, nations, and languages serve him. This authority is everlasting, and his kingdom will not be destroyed. In Revelation 11:11, 12, and 19, after 3.5 years, the Bible was resurrected by the power of the Holy Spirit, and ascended to the heavenly sanctuary. After 2,300 evenings and mornings, Jesus will go to the heavenly sanctuary, and personally reveal the Bible to God. Daniel 81-27, interpreted in 4 stages. 1 verses 1 and 2. The historical background at the time of the Revelation verses 15-19, the vision where Jesus, Gabriel, and Daniel converse. 2 verses 3-8, the vision of the ram and the goat verses 20-22, interpreting the ram and goat as Persia and Greece. 3 verses 9-11, the vision of the little horn verses 23-24, interpreting the little horn as Rome. 4 verses 12-14, the 1,260 days and 2,300 evenings and mornings, and the cleansing of the heavenly sanctuary. Verses 25-27, the little horn's connection to Catholicism. 1 verses 1 and 2. Daniel records the historical background and location when he received the revelation. When the revelation was shown to Daniel in a vision, his body was in the citadel of Susa, and the place where the vision was shown was by the Ulai River. The Ulai River flowed near the citadel of Susa, and was 300 meters wide. In the 3rd year of King Belshazzar of the Babylonian Empire, Daniel was informed of a vision in chapter 7 about 2 years later. Around 551 BC, the second revelation was about the name of the nation, and the 1,260 days and 2,300 evenings. From verses 15 to 19, it allowed for a deep interest in the conversation between Jesus and Gabriel. When Daniel saw the vision and tried to understand it, Jesus told the angel Gabriel to help him comprehend the vision. When he came to me, I was afraid and fell down, he said. Son of man, understand that the vision pertains to the appointed time at the end. He said that after waking me from my fainting, he would let me know what would happen after the time of his wrath was completed.